Ryan here. For those who are new, I'm just another random guy on YouTube who's built six-figure e-com businesses. I'll try to share my knowledge as much as I can, so maybe you can add more value to your e-commerce brand. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can optimize your Google Shopping campaign so you can generate hundreds of dollars in profit every day. Don't worry, I'm not a guru and there is no cookie cutter course involved, and I try to give you as much as value as I can. So before we start, please smash the like button for me and also consider subscribing. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you already have your Google Shopping campaign set up, and it means you have your ad account, your merchant center is good to go, and you're already familiar with using Google Shopping feed. I personally use this application as my feed, but it doesn't matter if you're using anything else. Now first, let's talk about your title and description of your product in your Google Shopping feed. Why this is important? Because unlike Facebook that you use different audiences for your ads, Google is search targeted. It means you can only target people who are actively looking for your item. So Google needs enough data to show your ads to the right people. And the way that you can give Google this data is by using different keywords in your title and description of your product in your Google Shopping feed. Now let's find out how you can find different search terms for your product. Imagine you want to sell this really old winning dropshipping product, the blackhead remover. If you go to your ad account, under tools, you can find an option called Keyword Planner. This is a really useful tool if you want to find new search terms for your product. Click on Discover New Keywords, then type in your product name. So here you can see a bunch of new keywords with their monthly volume and their average CPC. Our goal here is to find some keywords that are not too generic. Longer and more specific keywords with less than 30,000 monthly searches are my favorite, even sometimes lower. The reason is that they are more specific and relevant, the competition is lower, and cost per click is cheaper. And worst case scenario of using less saturated keywords is not getting enough impression, which is way better than burning all your budget quickly. Let's take a closer look at our example. We are trying to sell this blackhead remover, but we have different types of blackhead removers. For example, these strips or these exfoliators and many more, but you're actually trying to sell blackhead remover vacuum. You see the difference? Both keywords blackhead remover and blackhead remover vacuum are related to your product, but the second one is way more specific. If you're not using specific long tail keywords, your campaign will burn a lot of money on customers who are not even interested in your product. You can somehow consider relevant and longer keywords as hot traffic and generic keyword as colder. Blackhead extraction looks pretty good to me. The average cost per click is a bit lower than most of them, and it has a decent amount of volume. Not too low, not too high, but you might also want to see if it's actually related to your product. You can see that it's not quite what we're trying to sell, so this keyword is not good enough. On the other hand, this other keyword, which is poor vacuum, seems about right. You can search it up again, and now you have more keywords with different combinations. Then you want to find quite a few of them and put all of them aside so you can add it to your keyword list. So how are we going to structure our title and description? So you can see here, it is really common to use a bunch of different keywords back to back and separate them by commas. This is exactly what you want to do. But remember that this title only appears on Google Shopping tab, and when you click on the product, the actual title is different. So always remember that I'm talking about your Google Shopping feed. So here's an example of my title for this product. Always start with your best keyword and move forward. Plus, it's better to have some adversity, and I mean try to include different words, not just different combinations. For example, if you have blackhead remover tool in your title, then you're still gonna show up for blackhead remover. So it's not a good idea to have both of them. So instead, you can use something completely different like poor vacuum. Same thing goes for your description, but here you have more flexibility because you can write more. Write as much as you can and add as many keywords as possible. And even you can have more keywords that are not included in your title. But we are not stopping here, and after a few days when your campaign is spending the budget fully and you're getting clicks and hopefully some sales, you want to go to your Google Ads dashboard and see for what keywords you're showing up. So possibly you can find better keywords and replace your initial title and description with. This is where the real optimization begins. If you go to your campaign under the keywords tab, we can clearly see how much money we're spending on each keyword and what is our ROAS. So here, for example, I'm getting a really high conversion rate for some of these keywords. Here I have 11% or 12%, even higher like 24%. Obviously, you want to find the most profitable keywords that bring you the best ROAS and add it to your title. But keep in mind that it's also important that your keyword has a decent amount of volume, unless you won't get any impression. Then you want to cut out any weed that's draining your budget. If you're losing money on any specific keyword, you can simply add it to your negative keyword list. For instance, I have a keyword here with only 1% conversion rate, so I might consider putting it in my negative keyword list. And don't worry, I know excluding keywords might feel a bit odd, especially if the keyword is too generic, but trust the process. Also, I gotta tell you that you need to repeat this process once in a while, but it's not a good idea to overdo it since Google needs time to optimize, and if you change everything too often, then your campaign doesn't get the time to do that. So leave your title and description alone if everything is working perfectly, but always keep your eyes open in case you need some adjustments. Now let's talk about your bidding strategy. As I mentioned before in my previous Google Ads video, I like to start with manual CPC so I can keep everything under control. And I like to keep it that way until Google has enough data about my product. But if you see things are going really slow, you want to consider switching to enhanced CPC maximized for conversion value. And about your bidding, if you remember, I told you that I start with 75 cents because I have no clue of an exact number that works for me. Having high bid doesn't necessarily mean more sales. Yes, for sure you can speed things up, but you might also lose profit. I really like to keep my bid as low as possible. I don't want to confuse you, so here's my rule of thumb. If you think you're overspending on ads and your profit is really thin, then you want to decrease your bid by 10 to 20%. If your campaign is having a really hard time getting impressions and clicks and you want to reach more people, then you want to increase it by 10 to 20% to speed things up. And if everything is healthy and you're happy about your clicks and sales, then don't touch it at all. In my next videos, I'll try to talk more about different bidding strategies, but overall, you don't need to worry about anything right now. And you should be able to pretty much scale your business to 6 figures with this stuff that I just told you. I want to mention another thing which helped me personally to increase my profitability a lot. Here I have Manscaped as an example. You can see that they're pretty dominant in the e-com world and they're absolutely crushing Google Ads. If you pay a closer attention, you can see that a lot of their ads are coming from their bundles, not their actual products. Not only bundles can help you to increase your AOV, but also you can run ads for them and push the competition away and take their spots for yourself. I've talked about bundles in one of my previous videos and you can find the link in the description, so feel free to check that out as well. So you want to imagine that each bundle is a separate product and you want to put it in your campaign and implement everything you know. And even if you have different variants of your product, maybe different colors, then you should do the same and run ads for them. But also it's always a good idea to use bundles because they can add more value to your store. In my future videos, we'll be taking a more in-depth look at Google Ads and different strategies you can implement to scale your business even more. Hopefully this video was valuable. If you enjoyed watching it, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon.